Hey everyone, this is Friedel Huck or AJ Raven, and I'm just going to give you guys a quick comic book review roundup, talking about the comic books that I ended up reading this week. I ended up reading, I think, more than 10 comic books, I'm not really sure. But yeah, for the week of September 15, 2021, I'm going to try and make it quick, but no promises. So the first comic book I'm going to talk about is Superman and the Authority, issue number 3 of 4 by Grant Morrison. And can we talk about this cover, this fun cover? We have Superman over here, we have Apollo, Midnighter. I really like Superman's new outfit in this run. I think it's one of the best outfits that Superman has worn. Also, this story basically is giving us Daddy Superman, and I'm not complaining. So it's titled In the Mind of the Enchantress. And as I said, it's by Grant Morrison, and basically it shows how Superman and his crew ended up rescuing June, an enchantress, and now they helped her realize that, you know what, she can be June and she can also be enchantress, and she can use those powers to help. Now, while the main story I'm not the most interested in, it has to do something with Ultra Humanite or whatever that creature's name is. And it's kind of okay. I'm more interested in the character interactions, which I'm really enjoying. And one of the character interactions is June basically trying to flirt with Apollo, and Midnighter being like, "Good luck with that, sister." And the art's good. So does it have obvious queer characters? Yes. Recommendation is pick it up. And also there's a trigger warning that Superman and Authority issue 3 has a character come quite near to committing suicide, so be cautious about that. Now, the next comic book is Titans United, which is one of 7. This is a mini series, and yeah. Having watched the first, not watched, my bad. Having read the first issue, it's quite clear that this is basically linking to the hype that's being received by the Titans live action show over on HBO Max, and it's by writer Kevin Scott, and it's okay. Like, I'm a fan of Raven, so I was like, you know what, might as well check this story out. It has an okay premise where basically random people are getting powers, and Connor's powers end up being shut down, and it was a fun little, yeah, there was a fun little scene showing the Titans trying to subdue a person whose powers were getting out of control. But then again, you know what, I'll stick with this series for a few more issues, and then I'll decide if I want to continue with it, because it was kind of okay as far as my opinion goes. So does it have obvious queer characters? No. Recommendation? It's up to you. Now, coming to Marvel comics, yeah, this was the only Marvel comic I ended up reading this week. This is The Last Annihilation, Wakanda, the one shot. And it was fun. It was fun. I was expecting T'Challa to have a bigger role, but it ended up focusing more on M'Baku. And with M'Baku trying to figure out his feelings because he's in this new world where there was a different M'Baku who had this entire different story. And yeah, the new M'Baku isn't that one. Anyway, it showed the Wakandan Empire getting involved to stop Dormammu and his army of mindless ones. Now, I did like the fact that Storm ended up lending a hand, and I also really liked interactions between Storm and T'Challa, where especially this one where Storm is like, "You remember what you told me after the gala? My love is now really the time." And she's like, "Your people made a super metal. How cute." She's talking about Mysterium. Well, who's cute now? Because it turns out that even though T'Challa and the rest do come up with a plan, especially M'Baku, they do come up with a plan with using a very powerful weapon to protect the planet. They can't really figure out what to do with all of the energy that's being thrown by the mindless ones. So Storm comes in with the Mysterium, because Mysterium, even though they don't necessarily know a lot about it, they do know that it has some affinity when it comes to magic. So Shuri and the rest end up using Mysterium to redirect the energy, and it was a fun action sequence. And also Shuri and Manifold were flirting in this issue, and I'm like, you know what, these two need to go on a date. Give me a special one shot or something showing them on a date. So does it have obvious queer characters? Yes. Recommendation is pick it up. And there was also this other scene with Storm where Deathbird, Storm, and T'Challa were fighting the mindless ones, and Deathbird was like for the Shi'ar, and T'Challa was like for Wakanda, but Storm was like for life. So that particular scene really showed that Storm isn't necessarily focused too much on a particular group. She didn't yell for Krakoa or anything. She yelled for life, so she's here to protect everyone. So moving on, we have Power Rangers by Ryan Barrett. This is issue number 11, and wow, this issue, you all, this issue, there was so much information being delivered. And as I wrote, I think that writer Ryan Barrett's motto for his Power Rangers run is chaos upon chaos, because these kids are not catching a break. They end up doing something, and doors to more chaos open, and it was such a fun issue. Now, as far as Dracon is concerned, yeah, he ended up doing something which I guess a whole lot of us in the fandom were expecting. But even having said that, I still really enjoyed this issue, and I highly recommend that you pick it up, especially because how it relates to what's happening in the Mighty Morphin run. So does it have obvious queer characters? No, but recommendation, really pick it up. So we have Beyond the Breach, issue 3 by Ed Bryson. Yeah. So I am enjoying the story, and I did like the world building and the lore that we got in this issue, especially considering Samuel's past. Now, the way that this issue ended, I think that the next issue is going to give us more information about his past, and I can't wait, because yeah, as I wrote, that Samuel seems to have a whole lot of skeletons in his closet, and I want to learn all about them. And also talking about the cover art, which I liked. Like, this is a very action-heavy cover art, and there is a whole lot of action and gore in this issue. Yeah, talking about the cover, doesn't this look like a face? As if there's this shadowy face back there? But yeah, moving on. Does it have queer obvious characters? No. Recommendation? But still, I highly recommend that you pick it up. So we have Save Yourself by creator Bones Leopard. And yeah, I am kind of disappointed that this issue is coming to a close with after only 4 issues. I enjoyed reading this action-heavy, very colorful, very fun little story. And I do feel that issue number 4 ended up concluding everything satisfactory. It was a satisfying conclusion. Now, the premise about how a couple of humans are trying to expose the murder side of Earth's greatest heroes, like, that's a very interesting premise to explore. And I think that Leopard ended up doing that quite well. And with everything coming to a close and opening Earth to a new future, I really hope that we get to see Gigi and Mia again someday. So does it have obvious queer characters? Yes. Recommendation, pick it up. Now, coming to 7 Secrets by writer Tom Taylor. This issue was all about giving us Amon's backstory and how his relationship with Kanto worked. And yeah, I do like the point about whether or not it made sense to love a mysterious organization and accompanying propaganda more than an actual person, because that's where Amon and Kanto are with their love for each other. And I'm looking forward to seeing where what happens next, now that they have hold of certain secrets. And talking about secrets, like, is Casper supposed to be a secret too? I have no idea. Maybe he's related to a secret somehow. Who knows? But yeah, if you are into mysterious organizations, world-changing secrets, a whole lot of action, you should consider reading this story. Does it have obvious queer characters? Yes. Recommendation, pick it up. So we have Time Before Time by co-writers. Where are the co-writers? Yeah, Declan Shalvey and Rory McConville. So yeah, a whole lot happens in this issue, and I don't want to give away spoilers, but yeah, things have drastically changed for Nadia and Tatsuo, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So does it have obvious queer characters? No. Recommendation, still, pick it up. Then we have Wynd, issue number 10 by James Tinian IV. And yeah, Wynd ended up basically getting a power-up in issue number 10, and I'm here for it. And yeah, Thorn's alive, which thankfully he's alive, because considering that people do die in this story, I was like, wait, is Thorn really going to die? But no, he's alive. Wynd was able to use his powers to heal Thorn, and now I guess that Thorn has magical hair, which, yeah, I'm okay. We also got to see Prince Yorick ended up getting some character development when it comes to his thought process, and him getting to learn that it doesn't matter if you're a prince or not. If you have someone to love or care for, you are still going to have responsibilities. So it's better for you to step up to the plate. And yeah, with the vampires retreating and things moving forward toward a fairy and human war, of course I'm looking forward to what's going to happen in the next issue. So does it have obvious queer characters? Yes. Recommendation, pick it up. Then we have Black's Myth, issue number 3. And yeah, full disclosure, I was given a free digital copy of this issue for review. The opinions are my own. So the writer is Eric Palicki. And yeah, as I've written that I'm a sucker for stories featuring supernatural beings finding ways to live together while still being hidden from the normal human world. And this story is giving me a whole lot of that. Now, this issue ended up showing Strummer and Ben, they're basically going to meet vampires because apparently they think that that might end up giving them a clue when it comes to solving the case. But yeah, no luck. And I really liked how this story showed. The vampires functioning in the fictional world that Eric Palicki has created. And talking about fictional worlds, there's this weird angler fish type creature that we get introduced to, and that creature is called the Old Man. Apparently he has a habit of hoarding valuable stuff, and that creature does give Strummer and Ben a little nudge towards the right direction. But then again, you can just sense that Strummer and Ben are going to face a whole lot of trouble if they continue down this path. So does it have obvious queer characters? Yes. Recommendation: pick it up. Then we have Hailstone by co-creators Rafael Scavone and Rafael Della Torre. And yeah, I have been enjoying, and again, I got a free digital copy of this as well for review. And I have been enjoying this 5-issue miniseries. It's this mashup between a western and sci-fi, and those don't always work, but the co-creators ended up making it work in Hailstone. I really enjoyed the tense opening of this issue with Sheriff Denton and Tobias trying to survive an attack from a very, very weird scientific Frankenstein type being created by Captain Spencer. And yeah, Spencer died, which finally. So yeah, and while I enjoyed the tense finale, and Lucy and Anne also played a role, and one of the biggest impactful scenes dealt with Denton finally getting some closure when it comes to the death and disappearance of his son. And that was a very, very beautifully handled scene, in my opinion. And yeah, again, if you guys into a well-written Western with a sci-fi twist, go check the Hailstone out. So does it have obvious queer characters? No. Recommendation still. Pick it up. Then we have Hellboy and the B.P.R.D. 1957. This is a one-shot called Family Ties by Mike Mignola. And yeah, again, I was given a free digital copy for review. The opinions are my own. And yeah, co-written by Mike Mignola and Chris Robertson. I actually ended up liking this one shot. It was a very, very contained story, which still linked to the bigger Hellboy lore, but still it was a very contained story, which I think that a whole lot of people will enjoy. Like, I'm not the biggest Hellboy fan out there, but I still enjoyed how the co-writers ended up taking the parent-child relationship dynamic, and they ended up introducing the supernatural into it, and a whole lot of danger for Hellboy and Agent Susan Jeong to handle. And yeah, as far as the art is concerned, we have Lawrence Campbell back on the art, and I think Hellboy fans will recognize his iconic art style when it comes to the Hellboy series. So that just made the story be even more enjoyable. So yeah, does it have obvious queer characters? No. Recommendation still? Pick it up. So yeah, anyway, let me know which comic books you read this week down in the comments section below. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later.